Guess what we're talking about today? Focus. Time to put the blinders on, baby. Let's get to work. Probably one of the most important things that you can really begin to master in the area that you want to improve, whatever that is in your life, if it's exercise, if it's finances, or if it's your career, your field, you've got to get really good at one or two, maybe three things. You get really good at them. If you do, you'll have the knowledge, the skills, the capabilities to impact and affect change throughout many people. So talking about 5 major keys, 5 major areas that if you do these, if you commit to them or at least are aware of them, it will take you to another level of focus. It will just make it that much easier and hopefully a little bit effortless as well. So here we go. First and foremost, you got to choose your priority. Whatever that focus is, whatever that area is. Ideally, you're focusing on outcomes, number one. But you also want to really choose your priority. What's your field? What are you going into? And then organize your life around that. For me, it's creating these videos. This is my priority. Every day, the same time every day, about after lunch, creating an outline and then getting to it. Putting my phone up and then getting after it. And then editing comes later. That's a bit of a next thing. But if I do this, if I commit to this, then the rest of the day I can kind of manage and do what I need to do. Keep the main thing the main thing. Next, you also ask yourself this all-important question: when do you have the most energy? What time of day do you have the most energy? Are you a morning person? And then are you an afternoon person? Do you work best at night? For me, it's actually early afternoon. Most people are all about the mornings, which I used to be. Mornings are great. I get a lot of stuff done then. I like to be productive. But you gotta do what works best for you. In my opinion, I like to stack, wins in the morning, get some exercise in the morning, make my bed, have some coffee, feed the mind, learn. I love to learn in the morning. That's best for me. Other people, at night or afternoon, whatever. I like to be most productive in the morning. And then, when are you most productive? And then when are you most creative? Because that's 2 different questions. Are you most productive, in the morning or the early afternoon? For me, I'm productive in the morning, and then I get more of my creative juices start to flow in the afternoon, after a meal. It just works that way for me. But what is it for you? A quick reminder to smash the heck out of that like. Just gently tap that like button down there below, because it helps out the YouTube algorithm. It feels good for me. It knows that so I know that you're watching and you're enjoying this content. Next up, we've got to eliminate distraction. Eliminate all distractions. Phones, laptops, people. One of my main tips: put your phone on airplane mode. You don't have to turn it off. You don't have to go put it in another room, but you can put it in airplane mode so you don't get the dings and notifications. Ideally, you're living without your notifications even on, because there's, I feel like a rat when I have my notifications on, because it's ding, and then I'm repeating in my mind I gotta remember to check my phone. So that gets very annoying for me. Put your phone on airplane mode. Put it in another room if you need to. A laptop, there's a thing called full screen mode. I believe there's an extension for Chrome. Basically, it doesn't allow you to do anything than, the thing that you're doing. So there's no, like YouTube, the screen's up here, and then either suggested or recommended is on the side or below, and then the comments. People know that, the more you swipe down, the more dopamine you get. So it's really important to cut that off. And then no emails before noon. You can always check your emails, but check it later on in the day. You don't want to get bogged down you don't want to make your time somebody else's time. You don't want to trade your time. Next, do the most important thing first. If that's what works. For me, it's not. The most important thing comes after lunch. But for you, if the most important thing, technically one of my most important things is to meditate and then to do a Portuguese lesson. So do your most important thing first, and then work the other tasks throughout your day around that. Do your main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. Keep it first, if that's what works for you. Also, side note, breakfast. Who needs it? For me, I haven't had breakfast in quite a while. Many months, potentially a year or so. I switched to intermittent fasting, which the intermittent fasting that I do, I just skip breakfast. So I just have lunch, dinner, maybe a snack or something. In my experience, I was never really hungry at breakfast anyways. If you like breakfast, if you're hungry, eat. I'm not going to tell you not to eat. But if breakfast is something that you just eat because people will say it's the most important meal of the day, breakfast is very important, but it doesn't have to be, breakfast is breaking the fast. It doesn't have to be at 8 a.m. It could be, whenever works best for you. So if you don't need breakfast, then, have a bigger meal at lunch and balance that out. Work out the calories and the macronutrients for lunch and dinner. Work out what's best for you. Last but not least, before our very special bonus, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Just simply saying, if you do these things, try not to alter your schedule completely. This is going to take some time, potentially weeks, but in a month or two, if you do these things, it's hard to measure all these things. There's ways that you can do it. For me personally, I hate measuring so many damn things because I get lazy and I just, I used to have a productivity app, but I never used it. I never opened it up because I'd have to check things off. I actually like manually writing things down, and if it's in my way, like my whiteboard is right over here. I walk through it. I walk past it hundreds of times a day. Not hundreds, but quite a bit. If you get started on these things and you make it a practice, they're going to work for you. Just notice them, being aware of them. Choose a priority. When do you have the most energy? What time of day? Smash that like button. Ha ha ha. Eliminate your distractions. Do the most important thing first, if that's what works for you. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. And then the special bonus, say no. What the heck am I talking about? Say no. Two very important questions when somebody gives you a piece of advice, a suggestion, a critique. Ask yourself these two questions. Will this help me in achieving my dream, my goal, the thing that you are looking or are chasing after? And is this a distraction? Will this distract me? Will this take me off the path? Is this a rest area that I don't need to drive into? You got to stay true to your inspiration, your goals, your dreams. Be really specific about them. And if it's something that's going to take you off the path, just say no to them. Because, if you say yes, you've committed. And if you say that yes to that one thing, you say no to all these other possibilities and potentials. But if you say no to that one thing, you just said no now. You can always change your mind. Ideally, you can always change your mind. But say no. Thanks for watching, my friends. My friend. Take care of yourself.